The robber suddenly lowered his rifle, then he drew his dagger and approached his companion like Mike Jackson. He also signaled people to be quiet. No one could understand what he was trying to do. When his partner looked away, he pretended nothing was wrong. Then he put the rifle on the ground and put the dagger to his partner's neck. Then he leaned the body against the counter, and he pretended to be shot on the floor. The hostages were stunned. Then the other robber came out of the restroom. Realizing something was wrong, he rushed to his companions and found them all motionless. Panicked, he tried to wake up the guy on the counter, but his body was already cold. Then he quickly checked the guy on the floor, but didn't find any wounds. So he leaned over his chest to check for a heartbeat. Then the man quietly opened his eyes, and that's how VJ easily killed the two robbers. He took off his mask and fixed his hair. As the hostages watched in disbelief, he took off his robbers' clothes and stuffed them in a locker. Then he sat down with the hostages. Soon 3 more robbers arrived, looking at the dead bodies of their companions. They aimed their guns angrily at the hostages, trying to get a clue to the murderer. While the scene was in a state of panic, VJ calmly tied his shoes. Then he raised his hand and said he knew who did it. As the hostages looked on in disbelief, he was taken by the 2 robbers. They brought him to their boss. The bosses told him that if he could find the murderer from the surveillance camera, he would let him live. Then he went to the next room. He called the police and offered to release the hostages, but it was only a phone call away. When he returned to the surveillance room, he found all his men lying on the floor. Before he could react, the next second,